Have you ever heard of the Disney Mirror Ritual? Don't be fooled by its name or its location at the happiest place on earth. It's a fairly dangerous ritual with a high chance of getting caught. Granted, the payoff is fairly high. It is not known how or why this ritual came to be at Disney World. It is said that each of the Disney parks has its own unique ritual with the same consequences, failure. But the one at Disney World seems to have the most known information. Now this is a mirror ritual. Mirror mythology is well invoked in Disney stories. Think Beauty and the Beast, Snow White, 1 Hour in Wonderland and such. I'm sure you might think such a ritual would take place at the Haunted Mansion or one of the more spooky rides, but you'd be wrong. The main part of the ritual takes place at the Cinderella Castle, roughly the epicenter of the Magic Kingdom. The night part of the ritual must take place between 2 and 4 am. To complete this ritual, you will need 3 items. 1. A piece of chalk. 2. A knife that has had its handle broken off, in other words, simply the blade. The type of knife does not matter, but as you will have to sneak this in past security, you might want a smaller blade you can conceal in your shoe or other hiding place. 3. A broken shard of mirror, roughly the size of your palm. You might want to find a pre-broken shard if you believe in a superstition of 7 years bad luck. The ritual begins during the daytime hours of the Magic Kingdom section of Disney World. During the day, you must hide the 3 items in separate areas of the park. The areas to choose from are Main Street USA, Liberty Square, Fantasyland, Adventureland, Frontierland and Tomorrowland. Study the map of the park and decide what routes would be easiest to travel undetected. Don't pick distances you can't manage. Keep in mind the area around Cinderella's castle will be the most heavily patrolled by security. While there are security cameras in the park, don't worry about them. Something about the ritual makes them seem to malfunction. Before hiding the items, head to the tunnel going through Cinderella's castle. Be careful, there are some Disney staff that are aware of the ritual and know to keep an eye out for those attempting it. Hide a chalk in your hand. Pick out a brick you are able to reach at face level, and when you're absolutely sure no one is watching you. Critical tip: you might want a friend to make a distraction. Ask any immediate staff questions to get their attention. Mark the corner of that brick with the chalk. Say the words "mirror, mirror," then leave. This will tell the park that you intend to play. You will use this brick during the ritual, then find hiding places for the items. At this point you have completed the daytime part of the ritual. Use the remainder of the time as you will until the park closes, but make sure you find a place you can remain hidden once the park closes for the night. It's not easy, but it has been done. If you decide not to go through with the ritual, retrieve the items, erase the chalk mark and leave the park. You can only cancel the ritual during the daytime hours. Do not attempt the ritual again, ever. Do not emerge from your hiding place right after the park closes. It will be full of maintenance workers and patrol and security. Wait until at least an hour after the park closes. But remember, you need to be done before 4 am. The security presence will be smaller at that hour, but by no means gone. Watch for the roving security guards as you make your way to your items. Retrieve the mirror shard last, or you will trigger the more dangerous parts of the ritual early. If you reach any of your hiding places and the item is gone, run. The park doesn't accept your challenge. You need to reach the entrance and get out, or even get yourself busted by security, which will be a much more preferable fate. Once you retrieve the mirror shard, you will begin the second, more dangerous phase of the ritual. Security patrols are no longer your concern. They will have mysteriously disappeared or gone dark. You may see a flashlight beam way off in the distance, but it will not come any closer to you. Some chalk this up as magic. Others theorize that completing the steps until this point triggers a parallel dimension of sorts within the pack. Regardless of the cause, you have a new concern. Make haste and head towards Cinderella's castle, but once again try to stay out of sight. Use the mirror shard to look around corners and behind you, and keep the broken blade in your dominant hand. You are on the lookout for figures that have been dubbed the Faults. The Faults take the form of Disney mascots you might see during the daytime hours. Don't be fooled, the paid Disney mascots went home hours ago. It's not exactly hard to tell the difference. Suits worn by these figures will appear filthy, matted, and generally tattered. You would most likely find them lurking around corners, which is why you want to use the mirror first. If you see one of the faults in your mirror, take the blade lightly between your fingers and drag it across the reflection on the mirror with the point. This will prompt the figure to move away. However, odds are you will have at least one encounter with a fault face to face. They are capable of appearing at will if you are on a straight street or bridge with no turns. Should you see a fault at any point, not as a mirror reflection, shut your eyes immediately and gently place the mirror shard at your feet, but keep hold of the blade. Remain still with your eyes shut and listen for footsteps and rattling breath. The faults will be moving slowly towards you. It will stop at arm's length in front of you and reach. Your only chance for escape is to estimate when it is reaching for you, then reach out and jab the figure itself with your blade. Do not miss. You won't get a second chance. Miss and you fail the ritual. Consequences of failure are discussed later. If your aim is true, the faults will hiss in pain and begin moving away. When the footsteps are no longer audible, you can open your eyes, retrieve your mirror and continue on your path. Critical tip: your blade will become weaker each time a face-to-face encounter occurs. If your blade breaks, you will be defenseless. The faults will know. Keep face-to-face encounters to a minimum. Should you successfully arrive at Cinderella's castle, you will be safe. Find the brick you marked, take your mirror and hold it to the brick. Trace a chalk outline around the shard. When you put your hand away, the shard will remain on the surface. Step back and turn around 3 times clockwise. With each turn, say the words, mirror, 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 for a total of 3 times. Upon completing the 3rd turn, you will face the wall only to see the surface area of the brick has become that of a mirror. Look into the mirror and you will see the faint outline of a clouded face. Here's where the goal of the ritual comes into play. Make sure you choose the question beforehand. The face will slowly say, past, present, future. To choose, nod your head after the mirror says the one you want. If you nod for past, the mirror will show you the answer to a question regarding the past. It can range from personal mystery from your own past to a historical mystery such as who killed JFK. For present, you can ask to be shown a solution to a problem currently plaguing you or an issue the world currently faces. Future, needless to say, will show you a future outcome yet to pass. Ask the mirror your question and watch your long-awaited answer. Once you have your answer, step away from the mirror again. Turn around 3 times, now in a counterclockwise direction. Again with each turn, say the words, mirror, 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 for a total of 3 times. Upon completing the 3rd turn, the mirror will be gone, and so will the shard. The castle has taken it as a tribute. Leave the castle and head back to your hiding place. On your way, drop the blade into the moat surrounding the castle. Keep hold of the chalk. You need not worry about being caught by security or any faults at this point. The park respects your accomplishment and will allow you temporary safe passage. However, do not take this gesture as an excuse to linger or explore. This will be taken as arrogance or an insult, and your protection will be revoked. Simply head back to your initial hiding spot as quickly as you can. When you return to your hiding spot, draw a circle of chalk around you. If in a location with a door, draw a half circle around the door on the floor. Remain hidden until morning, when the park opens and visitors have been let back in. Critical tip: do not fall asleep. Do not respond to any voices or footsteps you may hear, no matter how close the sound gets to you. If you're hiding in a place with a door, do not react to knocks, no matter how frantic they become. You will remain safe if you stay awake and quiet. Most important of all, do not follow along if you hear a Disney song being played. This includes singing, humming, or even following the song in your mind. Cover your ears with your hands and don't let the song get stuck in your head. The following day, once you know visitors have begun entering the park, leave your hiding spot immediately and head for the exit of the park. Do not stop for anything, just leave. Drop the chalk at the entrance, and once you have left, never return to Disney World. Ever. The park knows you, and your welcome has worn out. Now the parts that has yet to be discussed. What happens if you fail the ritual? Should you be caught by the faults during the item retrieval, linger too long outside your hiding place after completing a night ritual, or answer to Knock's voices before morning? Should one of the faults place their hands on you, you will lose the ability to move freely. If you return to the park after successfully completing the ritual, you will encounter faults that no one else will appear to see. In any case, they will slowly lead you to the entrance of the park. Now you can walk away then, but no matter where you go or what you do during the night, the next day you will find yourself at the entrance of the park once again, only you will once again have no control over your actions. As if in a hypnotic trance, you will move towards your fate. Perhaps you will find yourself on a ride with non-functioning seat restraints, only to be thrown out onto the tracks, walking on the above-ground monorail tracks with an incoming train behind you, on riverboats that slip into waters not made for swimming, in the path of an oncoming parade float. Whatever fate the happiest place on earth has for you, rest assured it won't involve a happily ever after.